Right.
We escaped. We never went back to a camp.
Yeah.
We went to it was liberated and it was part of the British zone. Germany was divided into the British, American, French, and Russian zones.
So what city were you in? What city was
I was liberated in Essen.
Okay, the Quiet Heroes of Essen.
Yeah. And so we worked for the British military government. I did.
And you were translating? Or
Yeah.
just, okay.
Translating and interpreting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had 3 years of English at home,
Ah, yeah.
which was very long. See, they threw us out of the Hungarian school, the gymnasium. Jewish kids were not, but fortunately, we had a Hebrew gymnasium in town. So we went
So you got
there
kicked out of the Hungarian, you were able to go to
to the Hebrew gymnasium.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the Hungarian, the foreign languages that they taught was German and French,
Oui.
and in that, and they also had Russian because there were
Oh, yeah.
a lot. The peasants were Ukrainian in where we lived. So we went to the Hebrew gymnasium, and there they taught the foreign language was English.
Mm-hmm.
And Hebrew we had to catch up with because the other kids that went there from, some of them from first grade on, they spoke Hebrew fluently because that was the language. And then they had English. So we had 3 years of English then, because I went to the Hebrew school for 3 years.
What about the girls you escaped with? The girls you escaped with, did they end up in the same area, or did you guys kind of part company?
No, well, I was with Aggie,
Mm-hmm.
and then the 2 sisters that were with us the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
they were distantly related.
Oh, okay.
Like my uncle married her aunt,
Right.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
not blood relatives, but
Yeah.
so they were with us the whole time,
Okay.
and they stayed in Essen. And then we realized that to emigrate to the United States was easier from the American zone because they had more American offices that you could go to. So
Was that in the same region? Was that still in Essen, or were you?
What?
Was that still in Essen, or did you have to go to another region?
We had, so, okay, Uncle Ushu and I
Yeah.
went to Frankfurt,
Ah.
which was the American zone.
Yeah.
And I went to this American organization, AJDC. It was called American Joint Distribution Committee.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a job there. And it was very funny because I got to the place and I go to the office, and the receptionist says, and I told her, I'm coming, I want a job. She says, we have no openings, we're not hiring. And I am thinking to myself, I traveled all this from Essen to Frankfurt, and they are telling me there's no jobs.
Right.
And she wouldn't let me see anybody.
Oh.
So there's this big hallway, and from the hallway there is a door to the director's office.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting till somebody comes out and the door opens, and I go in and give my sad story to to the director,
Yeah.
and he says, okay, you have a job. You know, you move down here and you. I said, yes, but it's not just me. My sister needs a job too. I said, okay. And then I said, and there's 2 other girls. So we wound up all, I got, you know.
Yeah. But you made sure, you made sure you got the, you had to make sure that you got a job first.
Well, I told him, we're in the British zone, we want to go to the United States, we need a job, blah, 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 to move from Essen to Frankfurt. And he says, okay, you have a job. But then I say, yes, but I also have a sister.
When I say we, I mean there are 4
and then
of
I
us.
say, yeah, and then there is these 2 other girls.
Yeah.
So 3 of us worked for that organization, and then one of them worked somewhere else.
So it must have been, was it good to be in Frankfurt after everything? Was Frankfurt pretty well, you didn't have to worry about electricity or water or food, or, is Frankfurt pretty well?
Well, Essen was okay because being that we worked for the British military government, they gave us housing.
Yeah.
We ate at the British mess hall.
Wait, but after,
then,
that was in Essen.
What? That was in Essen.
Okay, so Essen was still great. Essen was good.
Then at one point, we got a job with the Officers Country Club.
Oh my.
And there we lived it was a beautiful building with gardens, and we were hostesses.
Were you living? You weren't living on those grounds.
What? Yeah, we lived on those grounds.
Wow.
Yeah. Like in the afternoon at the Officers Country Club, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon was tea time.
Of course.
And they served tea for the officer who was in charge and the girls that were hostesses. Because the British officers were not allowed to make friends with German girls and bring them to the Officers Country Club.
Right. What about Hungarian girls, though?
Huh?
What about Hungarian girls?
So they they hired some allies, like we were Czechoslovakian, there was a Polish girl, there was a Lithuanian girl, and we all lived there. Beautiful rooms with separate bathrooms, and in the evening, I also took care of the office, made reservations, and then at night we'd go down into the big hall, the dining area, and the officers could ask us for a dance, but we weren't even allowed to walk outside with them because they didn't want a bad name, that there's more.
Yeah.
Well, when we first got there, that was funny. Aggie and I worked there. The other girls worked somewhere else. And we said, this sounds too good. I wonder what they really want from us.
Right.
So we said, you know what, we won't even unpack.
Keep your shoes by the door.
Yeah, because if we find out that it's not on the level, we're leaving. Mm-hmm. Well, it was on the level, and it was, and like I say, we had breakfast they served, and tea time, and lunch, and dinner at night, because they had a German chef who cooked. Mm-hmm. It was actually a very nice time, because they confiscated this big, beautiful house that was German, a German.
They made it into a country club.
And they made it a country club, yeah. So then when the British they that unit, I guess, left there or something, and they so we weren't working there anymore. They helped us get. It could have been because one of the girls that we were friends with at the club, her friend, well, she married a captain.
Oh, okay.
But she also, there was a brigadier general that came to the club.
Yeah.
And we were real good friends.
Okay.
He tried to find us how to emigrate.
Oh, yeah.
And he...
do you remember his name?
Yeah, it was Brigadier Brown. Dominic Brown.
Dominic Brown.
Dominic Brown. I corresponded with him for quite a while.
Do you remember where he was from in England?
England, yeah.
Well, yeah, but do you remember where in England?
I probably still have... Yeah,
If you find any of those letters, let me know. I'd love to have letters like that, not necessarily between like you and Grandpa, but something like that. That
yeah,
kind of letter. I'd be really interested.
I might still have one from him.
Yeah, let me know.
Because he tried to figure out how to get us to Chile, to my aunts.
Ah.
Or many of them offered us to move to England.
Right.
Oh, my parents would love to have you. But see, a lot of those people, what they wanted is a cheap maid.
Right.
And was not our
My
goal.
parents would love to have you clean up and make tea
right.
and... Well, and so
they
this
definitely didn't want to adopt us or,
Right. Well, and this was all in Essen.
This was all in Essen.
Okay.
So then they confiscated a house for us, where the three of us were, Aggie, I, and Anita was her name. She then got... the Brigadier General, was actually in love with her. He and I were good friends, but he really was in love with Anita, but he was a married man.
She was in England. It was wartime.
And she married a Scotchman.
Oh.
And then I think he was transferred to Africa later on. Because, the British were all over.
Mm-hmm.
The
sun never sets on the British Empire.
Yeah. We criticize a lot of the different, like Russia and the way the Germans try to occupy Europe. What did the British do? The only thing is that the Germans were killing people.
But yeah, the British
and
the Dutch, like South Africa. Talk about South Africa and apartheid, and that was the Dutch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're the ones who started that white rule.
So
Oh yeah, the British got down to a science.
And the British, my God, they owned everywhere.
Well, that's what.
And they mistreated the natives very badly. Look how they were in India.
In India, right? Yeah.
When I saw Gandhi, the movie, did you see it?
I've never seen the movie, but I've read a lot about him. Yeah.
Well, in the movie, Gandhi is going home. He went to school. He had a degree. He was a lawyer, I think, law degree, and he's on the train. And the conductor comes, and what are you doing here? And they threw him off the train.
Yeah.
Because he was dark-skinned. He was an Indian.
Yeah.
And they mistreated them. And when they tried to